They called her a simple woman, a grade 3 dropout with no formal education to her name. But Ellen G. White would become one of the most prolific Christian authors of all time, penning thousands of pages of spiritual insight, practical guidance, and prophecy. Yes, prophecy. And among her many writings lies a warning so chilling, so specific, that it has sparked debate for over a century. A warning about fires, destruction, and calamities that would befall cities like Los Angeles. This wasn't just a vague caution, it was a vision she claimed came from God in 1906. And here's the twist. The events she described bear a striking resemblance to the disasters we've seen in recent years. Could it be coincidence? Or was this a glimpse of something greater, something divine? Ellen G. White's life is a story in itself. Born in 1827 in Gorham, Maine, Ellen was just a young girl when a tragic accident changed her life forever. A stone thrown by a classmate hit her in the face, leaving her severely injured and ending her formal education. But not for Ellen. Despite her physical and educational limitations, she grew into a spiritual leader who would co-found the Seventh-day Adventist Church and write over 40 books, many of which continue to inspire millions worldwide. Among her writings is a book called Last Day Events, a compilation of her thoughts and visions about the end times. It's here that we find one of her most startling claims. Ellen described scenes of buildings destroyed by fire and tempests, of cities shaken by earthquakes, and of a world falling into chaos as wickedness increased. Specifically, she mentioned Chicago and Los Angeles, cautioning against investing heavily in these cities. Listen to this excerpt. Scenes that would soon take place in Chicago and other large cities also passed before me. As wickedness increased and the protecting power of God was withdrawn, there were destructive winds and tempests. Buildings were destroyed by fire and shaken down by earthquakes. A similar caution was given in regard to building in Los Angeles. Doesn't that sound eerily familiar? Consider the wildfires that have ravaged California in recent years. Homes, businesses, even entire towns reduced to ash. The haunting images of orange skies and fleeing families are etched into our collective memory. Of course, skeptics might dismiss her words as coincidence or mere generalizations. After all, cities have faced disasters throughout history. But what's fascinating is the depth of her caution. She didn't just warn of physical destruction. She spoke of a spiritual decline that would lead to these calamities. She believed that as society moved further away from God, the natural world would respond with increasing turmoil, a concept that resonates deeply with many today. But here's where it gets even more intriguing. Ellen wasn't just a doomsday prophet. She spent her life urging people to live better, more purposeful lives. Her writings on health, education, and family are still studied and respected. So what are we to make of her warning? Was it a message from God, a reflection of the times she lived in, or something else entirely? One thing is certain, Ellen G. White's words have a way of stirring the heart and challenging the mind. Whether or not you believe in prophecy, her story is one of perseverance, faith, and a boldness that continues to inspire. A grade 3 dropout who wrote more than Tolstoy and Shakespeare, a woman who faced immense hardship, yet became a spiritual leader and a voice of caution for generations to come. The fires in Los Angeles and across the world serve as a sobering reminder of how fragile life can be, but they also remind us to reflect, to ask the deeper questions. Are we living in a way that honors our purpose? Are we prepared for the challenges that may come? And what might we learn from the warnings of those who came before us? Ellen G. White once wrote, "The final movements will be rapid ones." Are we witnessing those movements today? That's a question only you can answer.